Hey guys, I do believe in the previous video I said that I had to change an alternator belt, which when I temporarily put it on, it decided to crap the bed yesterday after plowing. I luckily got everyone plowed out, made it home. It broke completely. I had finished plowing with the neighbor, which wasn't very much, so I was lucky. Then I come back, actually across the road. I got down there. No more when I took it apart, and I had a belt that was given to me. If it worked, I could have it, but he goes, if it not, then he wanted it back. But anyway, so it didn't work. So I had one order from the local Napa, and I decided that for temporary, just to get myself completely plowed out, I would put a shoelace on it, which, hey, I know it's redneck. If it works, it works. If it don't, hey, there's my shoelace. Just cut it off. So now I got to take this whole back apart. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go do something. Okay. So, for you that don't know, I'll move you around here. In here, on the other side of this here is like it's where the pulley goes on. But there's a lock piece on the other side. I'm going to turn it over and I'll show you. You take the lock piece out, then you take this and you spin this because there's threads in here. I don't know if you can see the threads or not. There's threads right in there where my finger is. Oh, there you go. You can see now. And what that does, you take that and just basically turn it out, and it loosens, spreads this apart. You can get this belt off or the fan. Then you put your new belt on. Then you put this all back on. Then tighten everything all back up. And what I'm doing, I'm just gonna loosen this here all up for my adjustments. Then it's all ready for when I need to do it. There, that's all loose enough. You can move it. And the bolt here on the thermostat housing. Loosen that a little bit. There. That's all loose. That's all good now. So, what I'm going to do is turn this over. Back in there. Now, get this. Oh, this is that little lock. What you do, you just loosen your nut in here, and it'll loosen that, and then you can screw that right out. Luckily, I've had mine off a few times, so it's not stuck on there. Sometimes I heard they can be stuck in there pretty good. Loosen your nut. Take your flat screwdriver. Get it on there, will that focus or not. And you just back it off. And it's loose enough, should be loose enough now. I can take fingers and take this whole thing right out. So those off the side. I'll set you guys back up here. You guys can see. Maybe if I can, just a little bit here. You guys might be able to see a little better. Let's see what I'm kind of doing. There we go, right there. Hopefully you stay there. Now, let's take this here and knock your wrenches all over. Turn this a little bit. Tap it down. When I first time ever doing this, I thought it was going to be one heck of a job, but after you do it a time or two, then it's not so bad. You're like, ah, that's a piece of cake. Turn your fan again. Oh, I want to turn it. We'll go from the bottom again a little bit. In there. Turn. There we go. A little bit of friction there on it. And yes, you should be using a hammer, but I think my kids lost it. So, if you have kids, you know what I mean. Turn some more. Pain and keep slipping off. And eventually you'll get it so you can just turn it with your hand. Finish doing that. Ouch. Try not to get your finger in by the fan. Nope, not yet. Come on. Better turn like that. Let's see, can I turn it yet? Ah, there we go. And you just unscrew this all the way. Oh, as far as you want it, I guess. You can put a little bit of lube on it, won't hurt it. But I just don't have none at the moment. So now, take your front belt off. Off. Yep. Alright. Front belt off. Good order, you can get a new one of those. 17 by 889 B-35. That's the main belt number. Turn around here so you can see it better. Hopefully you can see it. I'll have to get one of those later on for it. It's pretty good in here. It's not dirty, nice and clean. Alright. Well, there's the new belt. Brand new. And all depends on yourself, I imagine, with your alternator system, because this has been changed to a 12-volt system. I didn't do it. Someone previously did it, and I think this is an old Chev or an old Ford alternator. It's only a 2-wire. So mine takes a 32-inch belt. Yours might take different sizes. You have to see what you have for belt, or if you haven't converted, you'll have to figure that out yourself. I do believe they do have a kit, I think, on Steiner's. I'm not sponsored by Steiner's, but it would be pretty cool if it was. But, you know, they do have a kit, a conversion kit for the 12-volt. You probably already know, but if you don't, well, now you do. I'm gonna slip this back over the pan. And it's not really a big job. It just seems at first, your first time ever doing it. I remember when I first thought about doing it, like, oh crap, this is gonna be a job and a half. And I actually found a video on how to do it, which was great. And I don't remember the guy that did it, but it was like the only one that I could find that had one on there. And I was like, oh, right on. Thank God for that. And so, look at that now. She's good. Now, I probably could have went with a 33 or a 34 maybe. That'd give me a little more play. Next time I might do that. That could be what's giving me my problem, honestly. But for now, it's not hitting back here. It's got a homemade bracket that someone made for it, and probably a 30. This is a 32. I don't know if you can get a 33 or 34. Probably give me some more play, but then I'm worried then about my shield here and it hitting and stuff like that. So I'd be better off just staying right with the 32. But maybe if I can find a 33, I might see if I can get a 33. Order a couple of them. Have a couple of spares. Nothing wrong with having spares, honestly. Especially on the weekend when your Napa or anything like that's not open. It's nice to have. Like up here in Canada, probably might have got one from Canadian Tire. I imagine it was Canadian Tire. I think, yeah, there's Canadian Tire in the States. You might find one at your local Canadian Tire, or I don't know, all your stuff down there, but there's all kinds of places down there. I imagine you could find one. So that's all tight. That's all good now. I'll tighten back up this water pump one. Or not water pump, but thermostat housing bolt. And that could be my problem too, is get maybe just a little bit too tight and it's getting it too hot. That could be what's going on. But the last one I changed, it lasted a year because I did it a year ago, last year. So it could be that. But it's tight, it turns, it doesn't slip. Well, if I can get another year out of this boat, that'd be great. Now, oh, put your other bolt back on before you tighten that up. Slip this on. Come on, being stubborn. Get on there, we go. That is on. Now this just slips on down over here over the crank. Alright, look at that. And that is right on top, dead center. I do believe that crank is couldn't stop it in any better spot. And you just tighten this back up. I tighten it up by hand, then turn around. Then in there and tighten it with the in there. And there's actually a little groove that bolt, like I said, that's here, it goes in. When you put it down in there, there's a groove that's like a lock groove. Oh, it's pretty straightforward, simple on it for new people doing it. You know, like I said, you're like, oh my god, it's gonna take so much, that's gonna be hard, but honestly, it's not that hard. If you have any mechanical skills, you can do it. Even if you're just starting out, nothing wrong with learning. And I'm doing this video because I've only seen the one video on it, but it was doing the whole this and the conversion, so I like to be able to remember who he was, but I appreciate for who he was that actually put it. So that's why I'm kind of making this video, so it shows how to do things, because there's not a lot out there for the 300s, honestly, and I'm actually surprised. But since I have a 300, I figured, well, I'm not seeing a lot of 300s on there with doing things, a lot with the M's and the H's, the more common stuff, but I find there's not a lot out there for the 300s. And every so often, come in, check your belt, see how tight it is. turn this back this way, because I'm coming right up to that notch, and my belt is pretty close. So don't really want to go any tighter, but I don't want it to slip either. And that's pretty much right on the money where that notch is. Got probably about half an inch play or so. You don't want them tight, like this here. Like, I always consider this a little too tight, honestly. But belts are made to warm up, stretch some, so hopefully that one will just warm up, stretch. Yeah, that should be good. I guess I gotta go back just a hair. Quite lined up. Let's do it. We're just another little tap. There. And that should be good. Now, take your locking one, put it right back in. I'm gonna drop them down in the manifold. That would be just perfect. Try to fish them out on the other side. Well, I guess it just makes the video longer, I guess. I screw it down in there where I can't screw it no more with my finger. Tighten that a little bit. Give her a little turn here. Make sure that she's in there. We'll turn back out on the mat. Make sure that's there. She bottom out all the way. Take your lock nut. Tighten the lock nut up. There. All back together, guys, other than the hood. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And have yourself a great day.